7 shocking signs that you're sabotaging yourself. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe the biggest barrier between you and the life you want isn't the world out there, but what's happening inside your own mind? This title isn't an exaggeration. There are subtle, almost invisible signs that reveal when someone is sabotaging themselves. And the scariest part? Most people don't even notice. It feels normal, it feels like routine. But in reality, it's exactly what keeps you stuck in the same place, not evolving, not achieving what you truly deserve. Imagine your life is a car. Now think, what if every time you try to accelerate, someone, without you noticing, pulled the handbrake? That someone might be you. The human brain is a master at creating excuses, procrastination, comparisons, and self-criticism disguised as realism. But today, we're going to expose it. I'm going to reveal the 7 most shocking signs of self-sabotage, and most importantly, how to break this cycle immediately. If you apply what I'm going to show you here, you'll stop wasting energy, and you'll gain clarity and confidence to take action. This video is a mirror. It will show you exactly where you're tripping yourself up and give you the tools to turn the game around. Before we go on, make sure you've hit the like button, but only do it if you're someone who loves personal development content. If possible, write this: I have a success mindset. Now let me show you the first sign that you're sabotaging yourself. Number 1, you confuse being busy with being productive. This is one of the most dangerous signs of self-sabotage because it gives you the feeling that you're doing a lot, when in reality, you're just spinning your wheels. You wake up, answer messages, organize papers, review the same task 1,000 times, open and close emails, and at the end of the day, you realize that what would truly make a difference in your life was left for later. This isn't productivity, it's escape in disguise. The brain loves this kind of behavior because it brings a sense of relief. Look how dedicated I am. But deep down, it's just a way to avoid what really takes courage. Big changes don't come from small, time-consuming tasks. They come from actions that push your fears, starting a project, sending that proposal, having that difficult conversation, putting yourself out there. If you notice your routine is full of activities that make you tired but don't bring you closer to your goals, it's a clear sign of self-sabotage. The mind creates a false narrative of productivity to avoid the vulnerability of real progress. How to stop? Ask yourself every day, what's the one thing that, if I do today, will bring me closer to what I want to achieve? And do that before any distractions. Productivity isn't about the number of tasks. It's about the impact of your choices. Number 2, you always wait for the perfect moment to act. If there's a classic self-sabotage trap, it's this one. The idea that it's not the right time yet seems logical, but in practice, it's a sophisticated excuse that keeps you stuck. The brain loves this strategy because it creates an illusion of prudence. I'll wait until I have more money. I'll wait until I'm ready. I'll wait until this complicated phase passes. But the truth is, the perfect moment never comes. There will always be something missing, always a risk, always a reason to postpone. This behavior is pure protection against the fear of failure. When you wait for the ideal scenario, you avoid facing the reality that you might fail, be judged, or not get immediate results. But the cost is huge. Time goes by, opportunities disappear, and you remain stuck in the same place. The antidote is simple but takes courage. Act even without feeling ready. Don't wait for confidence to start. Confidence doesn't come before action. It's born when you face discomfort. Practice is what strengthens you, not waiting. So if you're waiting for perfect conditions to take the next step, know this. It's not planning, it's self-sabotage. The time is now, and the proof is that you're hearing this exactly when you need to. Number 3, you criticize yourself more than you support yourself. This is one of the quietest and most destructive signs of self-sabotage. The way you talk to yourself determines whether you move forward or freeze. Often your inner voice doesn't feel like an ally, but a ruthless enemy. Every time you make a mistake or fail, you're harsh with yourself, repeating things like, "I'm not good enough, I screwed everything up, I'll never make it." And over time, this repetition creates a cycle of paralysis. The brain believes what you say often. If your inner dialogue is constant self-criticism, the mind understands that the safest path is not to take risks, not to try, not to put yourself out there. Self-sabotage here acts like emotional self-strangulation. You cut off your own confidence before you even act. What to do? Reprogram that dialogue. It doesn't mean ignoring mistakes or living in empty optimism. It means acknowledging mistakes without reducing yourself to them. Instead of "I failed," say, "This didn't go the way I wanted, but I can learn and adjust." Swap the lens of self-criticism for the lens of responsibility with compassion. Remember, you would never speak to a friend the way you speak to yourself. So why do you keep treating yourself like that? Supporting yourself internally isn't weakness, it's a survival strategy. Those who support themselves move forward. Those who destroy themselves from the inside stay stuck. Number 4, you procrastinate on the most important things. This sign is almost a secret code of self-sabotage. When something is truly important in your life, suddenly just thinking about starting feels heavy. Curiously, you can easily do trivial tasks. But when it's something that could change your future, a wave of distractions appears. You open the fridge with no hunger, scroll your phone without noticing, organize drawers that didn't need attention. It seems like a lack of discipline, but it's actually disguised fear. Procrastination isn't laziness. It's the brain trying to protect you from the discomfort of vulnerability, fear of failing, of being judged, of not being good enough. So it creates smaller emergencies to avoid what really matters. But the cost is enormous. Each delay feeds guilt, anxiety, and the feeling that you're falling behind. To break this cycle, don't wait for motivation. The key is minimal action. Get into the habit of starting with ridiculously small steps. Write just 3 lines. Open just the file. Prep just the first item. It tricks the brain because it lowers the barrier to starting. And once you're in motion, the resistance fades. The truth is, what you constantly put off is exactly what most needs to be done. Procrastination isn't a sign of laziness. It's an alarm that you're facing something that could transform your life. And that's exactly why you must act now. Number 5, you compare yourself to everyone and always come up short. This is an invisible saboteur that silently erodes self-esteem. Comparison itself isn't the problem. The human brain was programmed to observe the group and measure where it stands. The problem is when you use that measuring stick in a distorted way, always choosing examples that make you feel smaller. It's like walking into a room full of people and instead of noticing your strengths, focusing only on what others seem to do better. The effect is devastating. Every time you compare yourself like this, you weaken your confidence and strengthen the belief that you'll never be enough. This mindset not only drains your energy but also paralyzes you. After all, Why try something new if you've already decided someone does it better than you? This is pure self-sabotage. You take away your own power before even entering the game. How to reverse it? First, change the direction of the comparison. Use others as inspiration, not as accusation. Ask, what does this person do that I can learn and adapt to my life? Second, only compare yourself to who you were yesterday. That's the only fair metric, because the only real measure of progress is your own evolution. Every time you turn comparison into learning, it stops being poison and becomes fuel. But if you keep putting yourself down, you'll stay stuck in the self-sabotage cycle. The world doesn't need a watered-down version of someone else. It needs your most authentic self. Number 6, you say yes to everyone and no to yourself. This is one of the most treacherous signs of self-sabotage because it often looks like a virtue. You help, you accept, you adapt, always available to solve others' problems. But silently, you drift away from your own priorities. Every time you say yes out of fear of upsetting someone, you give up time, energy, and focus that should be invested in what really matters to your life. Deep down, this behavior comes from two forces: the need for approval and the fear of conflict. It's as if saying no means rejection, selfishness, or ingratitude. But the consequence is the exact opposite. You become drained, resentful, and feel like there's never room for your dreams. Self-sabotage here is self-abandonment. By always putting others first, you teach yourself and the world that your goals and your well-being aren't that valuable. How to break this? Understand that saying no isn't being rude. It's being responsible. Every no you give to others is a silent yes to yourself. Start small. Turn down commitments that don't add value. Delegate what doesn't depend solely on you. Set clear boundaries. People pleasers never have time to build their own life. And the biggest act of courage is putting your energy where it will truly lead to growth. Number 7, you always find a convincing excuse not to change. This is the final blow of self-sabotage, the well-crafted excuse. I don't have time. I don't have the resources. I wasn't born with that talent. I can't right now, maybe later. These phrases sound reasonable but are invisible walls you build yourself to avoid leaving your comfort zone. And the worst part, the more you repeat them, the more they sound like absolute truth. The brain is a brilliant lawyer when it comes to defending inertia. It'll present evidence, arguments, and even good intentions to explain why you can't change right now. But behind every excuse is the same mechanism: fear. Fear of failure, of loss, of not being able to handle it. The problem is that while you convince yourself, life goes by. The solution is brutally simple. Stop believing every story you tell yourself. Question every excuse. Instead of "I don't have time," ask, what can I let go of to create time? Instead of "I don't have the talent," ask, how can I learn or train this gradually? When you swap justifications for solutions, change begins. Self-sabotage always disguises itself as logic, but it's a mental prison. You don't need more excuses. You need decisions. Every time you choose to act, even while afraid, you destroy the pattern that's keeping you stuck. And that's when you finally make room for the life you want. If you made it this far, write this: I will not sabotage myself anymore. Self-sabotage is tricky because it hides behind common habits, seemingly harmless thoughts, and even good intentions. But now you have clarity. You know how to identify the signs and have tools to break the cycle. The most important point is to remember that no one is born ready, but every change starts the moment you choose to act differently. You don't need to wait for confidence, you don't need approval, and you definitely don't need a perfect scenario. You just need to take the next step, even a small one, and stick with that decision. That's how life changes, one courageous choice at a time. Now, send this video to 2 people on your WhatsApp, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I've left a video here on the screen that you need to watch today. Click it, and I'll see you on the other side.